What is up, everybody? It's Cody with Blood Money MMA Bets, and I am back with another full card breakdown for UFC 284 Makhachev versus Volkanovski. It's going to be an excellent card, man, especially coming off the no-name value card that we had last night, UFC Vegas 68. But it's going to be a good card. It's going to have some really good fights. These two title fights we have on it are phenomenal. We're going to do a quick recap of UFC Vegas 68. But right before that, everybody, please like and subscribe to this video, man. Drop me a comment, help my algorithm. It's going to be a great video, great time. We're going to make some more money. We're on a 2-week winning streak. Also, the Patreon link is in my description, and it's in my description on my Instagram and Twitter. It is up and running. Got about 15 people in there so far. We have a bunch of people in the Discord, a bunch of people getting the early bets, beating line movement. I already got a couple bets that I've told people about where they're going to beat a lot of line movement and win because I'm Mr. Pay-Per-View, and that's what we're going to do. So yeah, man, check out the Patreon if you can. It's $10 a month, $250 a week, and like I said, you'll get way more than that back just beating line movement. Then plus you get the bets early. You're going to get all that, win some stuff. You're going to get my 10 bets of the week. There's a whole bunch of different stuff. It's really good time. We're going to do a pay-per-view giveaway this week for this pay-per-view. So I got 4 rookie cards that we're going to do. Manan Farrow, Hamzat Chimaev, Umar Nurmagomedov, and Paddy Pimblett. So there's 4 rookie cards. All these guys are stars. They all got chances to become a champion. Maybe not Paddy, maybe, who knows. But as you know, give me your 3 best fight parlay with the odds that it pays, and put it in the first one. If there's a tie, it's whoever put it in first. But your best 3 fight parlay, the odds it pays, whoever gets one right and has the best odds will win them 4 cards. So everybody leave your comment and put in your best parlay. Also, live show on Thursday night, as always, and then we're going to do a live pre-pay-per-view show for UFC 284 on Johnny K Picks channel, and we're going to have some really good cappers on there. So look out for that. It'll be Friday night at 8 p.m. All right, let's get into this recap here of UFC Vegas 68. I went 4-1 on my bets for plus 3.25 units. I was super happy with that crazy card. You know, it's a very volatile card. My 4 winning bets, I had Nakamura. I had him parlayed with Kim. Kim fell off, so it just turned into a straight Nakamura bet. Got plus 0.5 units on that, and I was happy with that. That was quick, easy money. Second winning bet was the Kinoshita under 2.5. I got 1.5 units on that, and I was shocked that it was Kinoshita. Really, that was the one to get finished, but Fugit looked good, man, but hit that under 2.5 easy. Third winning bet was the Nakamura under 2.5. Excuse me, and that was super easy, plus 1 unit on that. And them guys came out just throwing blows. That was literally the easiest under ever. And my 4th winning bet was Marcin Tybura by decision. I got him at plus 150, and that was plus 2.25 units. And yeah, man, I was happy with all them fights, man. My 1 losing bet, I had Jeka Sergey minus 2 units on that. And yeah, man, Jubilee looked really good. I still can't decide if he's really, really good or if Jika's just, not as good as we thought. But yeah, man, 4-1 plus 3.25 units. That's 2 winning weeks in a row. I won 6.5 units on the last pay-per-view card. And as you know, like I said, it's Mr. Pay-Per-View this week coming out. So I'm going to have 5 solid bets at least. My official bet record is 189 and 130 for plus 79.25 units. My 2023 overall record is 10-5 for plus 3.45 units. And it's time to add on to that, man. It is definitely time to add on to that. We're going to do this pay-per-view. I already got a couple bets in. I already got some really good other bets. I'm just waiting for the lines to drop. So let's get into it right now. Let's see. Let's get right into it. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's get right into it. First fight that I have down is Tyson Pedro versus Modestas Bukauskas. Tyson Pedro's 9-3. He's currently sitting at oh my goodness, I'm sorry. All right, he is 9-3. He's currently sitting at minus 250. He's 31 years old, 6'3" with a 79-inch reach. Modestas Bukauskas is 13-5, currently sitting at plus 200. He's 29 years old, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. So they're same size, right around the same age, all that. Tyson Pedro, man, this is a short notice fight for Modestas Bukauskas too. But Tyson Pedro, he's good. He's got good kickboxing. He's got decent wrestling. He's got really good submissions on the ground, really good body kicks, really good head kicks. He's got powerful hands. The guy's a finisher. He's finished all 9 of his wins in the first round. So he's, every time he's had to go out of the first round, he's lost. But he's a good finisher in that first round. He's super, super explosive. His body kicks, like I said, head kicks are powerful. But his last 2 wins, he's came back. He didn't fight for a little while. He didn't fight from 2018 to 2022, and he came back and he had 2 of the easiest fights in the UFC. Ike Villanueva and Harry Hunsucker. Them guys don't really belong in the UFC. But you see that even when he was in his prime in 2018, he lost to an older Shogun Rua in the 3rd round by finish. He got finished by Ovin St. Preux really quick in the 1st round. But he's very explosive, man. He's a finisher. Like I said, all 9 wins are in the 1st round. He's got excellent BJJ, powerful leg and body kicks, head kicks. And then when he gets on top, his ground and pound's phenomenal. He ground and pounded Paul Craig really bad out. Ground and pound Khalil Roundtree out. So he's got some good wins and he's got some bad losses. Modestas Bukauskas, man, I'm not really sold on this dude. He was in the UFC. He got beat, I believe, 3 times in a row and then was released. Yeah, he got beat 3 times in a row and then was released. Went out, had a decent couple wins outside the UFC, and now they're bringing him back for the short notice fight. He's got decent kickboxing. He's pretty slow. He doesn't seem that super powerful to me. His boxing has a little bit of pop. He's got pretty good kicks all over the body, decent counter boxing, and he's got pretty good takedown defense. So I think this fight's going to stay standing for the whole fight, and I'm still going to favor Tyson Pedro. I think he hits way harder. I think he's more accurate. Modestas Bukauskas has been beat 5 times. He's been finished in 4 of them, and all 4 of them are under the 1.5 rounds. And then all of Pedro's finishes are in the 1st round. So I'm going to take Tyson Pedro. I'm going to say he probably gets him out of there in that 1st round, to early 2nd round, and gets that win. But I probably won't be betting that fight. 2nd fight, we got Zubaira Tukhugov versus Elves Brenner. This should be a decent fight. Tukhugov, excellent Dagestani wrestling, man. He's got really good striking too. He's got powerful leg kicks. He's got really good boxing. He's got good power, man. You've seen him drop LaRon Murphy. You've seen him finish Kevin Aguilar. He dropped LaRon Murphy. He didn't get the finish in there, but he did drop him, hurt him really bad. He's got a lot of 1st round finishes. He's got a couple split decision fights where with LaRon Murphy, with Renato Moicano, and with Felipe Nover, 3 split decisions in a row. So sometimes he can fight really close to his opponent, but he's got good wrestling if he needs to use it. He's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got good power. He's got really good wrestling. I don't know. I think he's pretty good everywhere other than his gas tank, but that seemed to look pretty good against Ricardo Ramos, and that was a really good win. Elvis Brenner, another guy, he's on short notice too. He's got good jiu-jitsu, but that was all that I seen that I liked about him. He had really good jiu-jitsu. He's got 12 subs out of his 13 wins, so he's super dangerous early on. But after that, man, if he don't get an early finish, it seems like he kind of slows down. He's got the 1 win early in his career in the 3rd round, but other than that, it's off 1st round. But anything out of that 1st round, early 2nd, 3 decision losses. I didn't think his boxing was really good. He's got decent body and leg kicks, but he's got good jiu-jitsu, but he doesn't have the wrestling to get it there, and he definitely ain't going to have the wrestling to get it there in this fight. So give me Tukhugov, and I think Tukhugov gets him out of there in that 1st round, to be honest, 1st or 2nd round with Brenner being on short notice like that. 3rd fight is in the men's lightweight division. We got Jamie Mullarkey versus Fransico Prado. Jamie Mullarkey's 15-5, currently sitting at -260s, 28 years old, 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. Fransico Prado is 11-0. He's 20 years old. He's only 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. So Mullarkey's going to have a 2-inch height advantage with about a 3-inch reach advantage. And this should be a good fight for as long as it lasts, man. Mullarkey's really good. He's well-rounded. He's got pretty good wrestling. He's got good top jiu-jitsu. He's pretty heavy on top, and he's got pretty good wrestling. He's got good striking, though. He actually has really good power in his hands. He's got really good durability and toughness. You've seen in the Michael Johnson fight. He got dropped really bad, recovered, got up, dropped him, and finished him. Had that war with Brad Riddell. Looked really good when he knocked out Devontae Smith, knocked out Kama Worthy really quick. So he's got power in his hands. He's got good wrestling. He's got good jiu-jitsu, and he's got cardio for days, and he's super tough. Prado, man, this dude's tough. I watched him. He's got good kid. He's a young kid, 20 years old. This is short notice for him, so it's a good way to get in the UFC. but he's got good kickboxing. He's really aggressive. He's got power in both hands. He comes forward just throwing bombs with both hands. He's got really good kicks. He's got fast pace, forward pressure. He's finished all 11 wins with 6 KO and 5 subs. Really aggressive knees out of the clinch, but so is Mullarkey. Their clinch will be really good in this fight, but I just think Mullarkey's going to have a little bit better. But seems to be super legit against these low-level guys. But this is a really tough ask for him to come in on his first fight in the UFC on short notice. So I'm going to take the more experienced, the bigger guy in Jamie Mullarkey. I think he gets this win. I think he gets the finish. I think Francisco Prado comes out here like any short notice guy does, and like he does anyways in all of his fights. Like I said, all 11 of his wins are all finishes. I think he comes out and tries to get the finish before he gasses out, and if he doesn't, he's going to gas out, and Mullarkey gets the finish. So I really like Jamie Mullarkey in this fight. I think he's the better, more experienced, better fighter. So give me Jamie Mullarkey, and I do believe he gets the finish in under 2 rounds in that fight. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got Blake Bilder versus Shane Young. Blake Bilder 7-0, 32 years old, 5'8" with a 68.5-inch reach. Shane Young is 13-6. He's 29 years old, 5'8" with a 72.5-inch reach. So you see they're the same height, but Shane Young's going to have 4 inches of reach. This is going to be a good fight. Blake Bilder, he's got really good boxing, really good speed in both hands. Good BJJ, good at taking the back super quick. You've seen that on the Contender Series. You've seen in a couple of his regional scene fights. He's got good power in both hands, really nice cardio. Backpacked the guy for the whole second round and then came out and finished the guy in the third round. He's a finisher, super tough. You've seen on the Contender Series where he was able to come in as an underdog, was able to get that first round submission. He's can KO guys, triangle guys. He's on a 5-fight winning streak. He's finished all of his opponents, but he's on a 4-fight finish streak. So the dude's tough. The dude's dangerous. I've seen him get taken down in fights. That's what I didn't like. I've seen him get dropped in 3 different fights, like dropped pretty bad. He's fought low-level competition, and I've seen him controlled for 2 rounds in a low-level fight with a lower level guy, and then he was able to get the finish in the 3rd round. But he can be controlled on the ground at times and play off his back. Shane Young, man, I am not impressed with this guy. I wasn't impressed with him anywhere in fighting, to be honest. I watched his wins, which were years ago against Austin Burnett and Arnett and Rolando Dye, people that aren't in the UFC, probably don't even fight anymore. Excuse me. And he didn't even look that great in them ones, and them dudes weren't that good. Got crushed by Ludwig Klein really quick. And then an Omar Morales fight didn't even show me anything. And Omar is not all that great. But I've watched him and I couldn't figure out what he's good at. He's not good at wrestling, really. He's got decent ground and pound, but he's not really that great at getting the fight to the ground. His striking's not that great. I really didn't think that he was good anywhere. I'm going to stay away from this fight. I do think it goes over because I think both these dudes are durable. I'm going to take Blake Bilder just because I think he can land the harder shots. He's got way more speed on the feet. And when it comes to the ground, maybe he could hit a submission or something, but I think he might be able to keep this fight standing. I didn't think Shane Young was that good anywhere. I'm just going to stay away from this fight and watch it because it's super weird. I can't back Shane Young because I didn't find one spot that he's good at that I think he can win the fight. The only thing I think he can do is maybe get some takedowns and hold Bilder down because I've seen people do that. So we give me Blake Bilder, man. Not confident at all. I'm probably just going to stay away from that fight. Next fight is in the women's strawweight division. We got Loma Lookboonmee versus Elise Reed. And this is just probably not going to be the greatest fight. It's going to be this women's fight. You got Loma Lookboonmee, who's like a world champion Muay Thai fighter. She's got good strikes. She's got really good strikes in the clinch. She's got really good takedowns out of the clinch using her Muay Thai clinch. She's got really good takedowns out of the clinch. I like her ground and pound. She kind of slows down in the 3rd round, but man, her Muay Thai is so good. Her body kicks, leg kicks, like I said, her clinch takedowns, her trip takedowns, they're all good, man. She got really good Muay Thai, but she's not like the greatest fighter in the world, but she's fighting Elise Reed, where she should be almost better than Reed everywhere. Reed's got really good karate striking. She's got good boxing with some pop. In her last fight with Melissa Martinez, she was able to drop her and hurt her a couple times and take that unanimous decision. But I just don't think that her karate style is going to work here against the Muay Thai style of Loma. And also her takedown defense is not great and her get-up game is terrible. So I'm going to take Loma. I really do think she's better everywhere in this fight. The only thing I think Elise Reed could win in is if she gets some type of a knockout. And I just don't see that happening. Loma is really, really tough and durable. So give me Loma and give me her by decision. Next fight is Kleydson Rodriques for Shannon Ross. Kleydson Rodriques is 7-2, currently sitting at -275. He's 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. Shannon Ross is 13-6, currently sitting at +220. He's 33 years old, 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. Kleydson Rodriques, man, this kid is really good. He's got phenomenal striking. He's got really explosive Muay Thai, really powerful leg and body kicks. You've seen he was hitting Vergara with some nice body kicks. He got hit with his own body kick, though, that crumpled him in that second round. But good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. He's got phenomenal striking, good movement and feints, nice body kicks with power. He's got really good cardio, actually. He got that hurt with that body kick against Vergara in that second round. Was on the bottom for a little while, but got up and looked good in the third. They both slowed down. It was a really tough fight, but I actually thought he won that fight. But he's got really good jiu-jitsu, slick jiu-jitsu, powerful boxing and with power in both hands, good wrestling, excellent sweeps and transitions on the ground. And then when he's on top, he has sick ground and pound, man. I think this kid's the real deal. I think that he just had that tough fight against Vergara in that first fight. But like I said, I thought he won. I thought he won the first and third round. Shannon Ross, man, he didn't have the greatest showing on the Ultimate Fight or a Contender Series against Salvador, but he looked good. Like he got dropped a bunch of times, but he showed toughness. He showed good cardio. He showed good heart. He was actually coming back and kind of putting a little beating on Salvador in that second round. It was about to end, and then he just got dropped and finished out of nowhere. But yeah, he got dropped a couple times that first round, came back, looked tough. I've watched him in other fights. He has decent grappling on him. He's got good cardio. He's got good toughness. He's got pretty good boxing, but he's just like not great anywhere, man. He's not that explosive at all. I like Kleydson Rodriques. I like him here. I think he's better everywhere. I think he has more power. I think he has the better wrestling. I think he has the better jiu-jitsu. I think he has the better striking, the better toolbox. So give me Kleydson Rodriques. I think he gets the finish. I think in that first or second round, he's going to get a club and sub because Shannon Ross comes forward throwing a lot of punches, but he really doesn't have good defense at all. And that's why he was getting dropped over and over and over in his last fight. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got Josh Culibao versus Melsik Bagdasaryan, and this is going to be a really good striking match, man. I don't think this fight goes to the ground at all. We got Culibao, man, who's got really good switch stance striking. You've seen in his last fight, or actually here, let me do a little introduction. Josh Culibao is 10-1-1, currently sitting at -110. He's 28 years old, 5'10" with a 73-inch reach. Melsik is 7-1, 31 years old, 5'9" with a 70-inch reach, and he's currently sitting at even money also. And it's even money for a reason because this is going to be a really good fight. Like I said, Josh Culibao looked really good in his last fight against Sung Woo Choi. He was able to knock him down. I want to say 3 times. He got a split decision, but I thought he won 2 rounds pretty clear. But he was able to just land some quick darting in punches. He's got like a karate style where he darts in with his boxing really fast after switching stances, and it catches guys off guard. And he's able to hurt guys. He did it to Charles Jourdain. He's got slick he's got fast, excellent movement and feints, man. That's what was getting Sung Woo Choi too. He looked really good against Shailin Nerdinbeki, who was really good. He was able to stop the takedowns from the second and third round on and piece him up a little bit. And his only loss is to Jalen Turner, and that was on short notice, and he came and fought up a weight class. So this guy's good. He's been good his whole career. He's a lifelong martial artist. And I like his striking. I like how he moves in and out. He's really tall and long, and he uses that really, really well. He's got good leg body kicks with both legs. Like I said, switches stance, what I really, really like. And he's got good offensive wrestling and defensive wrestling. The only thing I don't like about him is he definitely slows down in the third round in every one of his fights, and he's gone to decision 6 times. So out of 11 fights. So he seems dangerous, but then he also doesn't get the finish. Melsik Bagdasaryan, man, this kid is good. Like if you watched him on the Contender Series, he was throwing heat against Bazooka, what was his name? Dennis Bazooka. And he was just hitting him with some bombs, man. And Bazooka was able to survive it. And he kind of slowed down in the third round, but still, he fights through it. He just slows down a little bit. But he looked good against Colin Anglin, was able to get the head kick knockout. And against Bruno Silva, he looked pretty good. And it's kind of against the same style. Bruno Silva has the same karate type style as Josh Culibao. And but I think Culibao, is definitely going to be better, faster, with more power. And Melsik was able to beat him up the first 2 rounds. In the third round, he slowed down a little bit and let him work his way back in. But still won that easy unanimous decision. This is going to be a good striking match. Like I said, I think that Melsik, he's going to be coming forward more often. And I think that he's going to be throwing hard leg kicks and he's going to be throwing nice punches. But I just think Culibao, his movement, he's going to be able to move, get off the cage, dart forward with them punches when Bagdasaryan's coming in. And I think he can catch him, maybe drop him once or twice like he's done to most of his opponents. And I think he can get this win because when he slows down in the third, that's when Melsik slows down too. Melsik's going to be looking for them power leg kicks, but I just think that Culibao being a little bigger, a little longer, I think that he's going to be able to land the punches first. And like I said, catch him darting in with them punches and maybe drop him. So I'm going to take Culibao. I'm going to take him by decision because both these guys are really, really durable, but I probably won't get around to betting this fight at all. Next fight is in the men's featherweight division. We got Jack Jenkins versus Don Shainis. Jack Jenkins is 10-2, currently sitting at -330. He's 29 years old, 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. Don Shainis is 12-4. Excuse me. 12-4, currently sitting at +260. He's 31 years old. He's 5'6" with a 67-inch reach. And man, I watched some fights of Jack Jenkins, and he's pretty good, but I really wasn't that impressed, man. He's not as good as they talked him up to be. I went and watched his fight with this Rod Costa guy, and he won a unanimous decision. He beat up the guy's lead leg, used some nice leg kicks and some nice boxing, but he really wasn't just destroying this guy, and that guy was not very good. He's 5-3. He was a lot smaller than Jack Jenkins, and he just wasn't very good, and Jenkins wasn't able to get him out of there, and he took some shots himself, in that fight. Low-level guys. All these guys are all low-level guys. And then when he got to the UFC, the Contender Series, this guy was pretty decent. He was just from like Ecuador or something like that, and he just had no takedown defense. So he had no answer for Jack Jenkins taking him down. I like the guy. I think he's pretty good, but I don't think that he warrants this line here, man, because I watched Don Shainis fight. And his last fight, if you watch it with Sadiq Youssef, the one on short notice, of course, man, it doesn't look good at all. But if you go back and watch the rest of this guy's career, he's tough. He's got good wrestling. He's got good boxing. He's got good power in his hands. He's a short, thick dude that's super powerful. I think he's going to have the better wrestling here. He's got really good jiu-jitsu. I've seen him get taken down by this guy. He fought this guy and got a win over this Chris Leonsoni. And he was taken down by him a couple times, and he swept him with the same really nice sweep. And that Chris Lencioni just beat what's his name, Ty Law Cody Law over in Bellator. So that kid's good, man. And he was able to control him and beat him for all 3 rounds. He showed great cardio. He showed great toughness. He was in a couple bad spots, but that kid's good. I think Don Shainis can win this fight. I think Don Shainis actually is going to have maybe a little bit more one-shot power on the feet, and I think that he's going to have the better wrestling. And I think if he gets taken down, he's got the jiu-jitsu to reverse this fight, man. I really was not that impressed with Jack Jenkins, and I think Don Shainis is good. And for this price, I'm picking Don Shainis, man. I think he gets the win. I think he gets the decision. I don't know if I'm going to get around to betting that fight, but I really, really do like Don Shainis in that fight. Next fight is going to be a fun one, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight. We got Randy Brown versus Jack Della Maddalena. Randy Brown is 16-4, currently sitting at +250. He's 32 years old, 6'3" with a 78-inch reach. Jack Della is 13-2, currently sitting at -310. He's 26 years old, 5'11" with a 73-inch reach. So you see that Randy Brown's going to have a 4-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage, but he's also going to be 6 years older. Randy Brown, he's got good long kickboxing, man. He's got good front kicks and teep kicks. He almost uses it as a jab. I like what he does where he throws a front kick, teep kick, and then he comes right behind it with punches really quick, catches guys off guard. So it's and he uses his jab really well anyway. So he's got his jab with his jab hand, and then he's got his front teep kicks. It's almost like a jab. Good power when he wants to let go with his hands. You've seen him hurt Chaos Williams in that. Excuse me, 2 fights ago, you seen him hurt Chaos Williams in that 3rd round. That's how he came back and got that split decision win, because he actually got hurt in the 3rd round himself. But he had the submission of Alex Oliveira, submitted Warley Alves, actually finished Brian Barberina, which is tough to do. Did get finished by Vicente Luque, but other than that, he's won 6 out of his last 7. He seems like people think he ain't durable because he got knocked out by Nico Price. That was a weird hammer fist that just caught him weird. The Vicente Luque knockout was legit, but other than that, man, he's been pretty durable and he's fought some really tough people. He's got good he doesn't have great wrestling, but he's got good jiu-jitsu. He's got really long jiu-jitsu. Like off his back, he's got great triangles. He's got really good long jiu-jitsu, man. He's got good knees in the clinch too. I really like his striking. He's a good, well-rounded fighter. I just don't think he's going to have the wrestling to be able to take Jack Della down in this fight. Jack Della, man, this kid is a savage. If you go watch him on the Contender Series 4 fights ago, I'm sorry. When he fought Ange Loose, man, that was a war back and forth. But Ange Loose is a tough dude. That was a back and forth war, and it showed he's got cardio, he's got heart, he's got grappling, offensive and defensive grappling, and he's really durable because they both took some shots in that. Then he knocked out Pete Rodrigues really quick, but showed how good his hand speed is. And he's good boxing out of either stance, man. Even in his left-hand stance, he's throwing power with that left hand. And then when he's in the right-hand stance, he's usually working with that front hand. So I think he's left-handed and just a beast, but he's going to go with whatever stance he needs to. Against Ramazan Ameev, he came out. He got put in a front choke really quick, got out of that, and then hit Ameev with some liver punches, man. That was sick. And that's another thing I love about Jack Della is he works the body. He's mainly a puncher. He can punch you hard with each hand, but it's about his head movement, his forward pressure, and just his boxing combinations, man. He puts it on guys. I watch Randy Brown a lot of times because he's so tall and long. When he backs up, when guys are swinging at him, he puts his chin straight up and backs up and tries to move his head. And that's not going to work here, man. I think that Jack Della beats him down because Randy Brown's tough and durable. I think he beats him up over that first and second round. I think he gets him out of there early in that third round. So after accumulation of damage. So give me Jack Della by third round TKO. But I think that's going to be a really good fight. And we're really going to know, how far along Jack Della really is after that fight. Next fight's going to be a banger in the men's light heavyweight division. We got Jimmy Crute, who's 12-3, 26 years old, 6'2" with the 74-inch reach. Alonzo Menifield, who's 13-3, currently sitting at plus 190, 35 years old, 6 foot with the 76-inch reach. I really like Jimmy Crute here in this fight, to be honest, man. Jimmy Crute's got really good striking. He's got good punches. He's hittable, but he's got really good striking with really good power. We've seen the Modestas Bukauskas fight. He's got powerful leg kicks, man. He was messing up Anthony Smith's leg and actually having him wobbling, and then he ate 2 hard leg kicks, actually, that hit that nerve right, just shut his leg off. But good striking. What I really like is his grappling. That's why I like him in this match, because he's got relentless wrestling. Even after his leg went out against Anthony Smith, he was able to take him down 2 times, landed some really good ground and pound, and was really just beasting him, man. And that was with 1 leg out. Good wrestling, excellent jiu-jitsu, really good cardio, and super tough unless he's fighting Jamal Hill. Alonzo Menifield, he's like meat and potatoes, man. He's got crazy power in his right hand when he throws it. He's got good offensive and defensive wrestling and grappling. He's got really good clinch against the cage, but he doesn't do nothing with it like in the William Knight fight. And he's a beast. If he can get his wrestling going and get on top of somebody, he can definitely do some damage. But other than that, man, I've watched him fight too many times. I mean, he's been looking good. People are going to be sold on him because he beat Askar Morozov, who, didn't belong in the UFC, and then Misha Serkinov, who was on like a 7-fight losing streak. And then you got to remember how bad he looked against William Knight. He looked bad against Ed Herman, to be honest. Fabiano Charant didn't belong in the UFC, but then you got to remember, I bet him against Ovince St. Preux, and he was getting beat up the whole time until he got knocked out. Devin Clark beat him, which Devin Clark looked good the other day, but that still wasn't a good look at that time when he was undefeated, came in, he slowed down. That's his problem too. He slows down in that second round where Jimmy Crute don't. I'm taking Jimmy Crute, and I think Jimmy Crute finishes him in that first round, man. First or before the second round. I think both these guys are going to be throwing big shots. I've seen Menifield get hurt. I've seen him get knocked out by Ovince St. Preux. I've seen him get hurt and almost finished by William Knight. And I think Jimmy Crute can do that. And I think Jimmy Crute can also just take him down and wear him out, in that first or second round and just wear on him, and he's going to get the finish. Jimmy Crute's finished. He's got 10 first-round finishes out of his 12 wins, and Alonzo Menifield's got 12 finishes in under 1.5 rounds. I think it's 11 in the first round. So I think that fight's going to go under, and I'm going to take Jimmy Crute to get that finish. Next fight is in the men's heavyweight division. We got Justin Tafa versus Parker Porter. Justin Tafa's 5-3. 29 years old, 267 pounds, 6 foot with a 74-inch reach. Parker Porter is 13-7. He's plus 120. He's 37 years old, 6 foot with a 75-inch reach. And this is going to be like a sloppier heavyweight fight. Justin Tafa, I'm not impressed with him. He's got decent striking. He's got decent power in his hands. He's got decent power in his leg kicks and body kicks, but he doesn't really throw all that much. And he's almost first round dependent. Like he to get out, like he's gone out of the first round twice early in his career with these guys, but finished them within, a minute and then 20-30 seconds in the second. But after that, anytime he's went past that, he's gotten beat himself. He has a loss to Jared Vanderaa, and I don't know if any heavyweight in the UFC that's got a loss to Jared Vanderaa unanimously should be a favorite over anybody in the UFC. Harry Hunsucker doesn't belong in the UFC, so he hit him with that head kick and got him out of there. But against Carlos Felipe, he didn't look all that great either, man. Juan Adams, he's got two of the worst wins in the history of the UFC, Juan Adams and Harry Hunsucker. So he lost to Jorgen De Castro. I'm not sold on Justin Tafa. I don't think he's great anywhere other than, like I said, some decent striking in that first round because he starts slowing down after that. Parker Porter, man, I like him way better, man. He throws a lot of volume. He's always getting on top of guys. He's going to have the grappling advantage here. I don't know if he'll be able to get this fight to the ground, but he'll be able to get some clinch time. And if he does get this to the ground, he's going to be able to finish Justin Tafa because Justin Tafa really doesn't have a ground game. But I don't know if he will be able to, but I think he'll be able to get some clinch time. But I just think he throws more volume. I think that he throws volume to get inside, and then he'll be able to work the clinch with Tafa. I think he's real durable. Parker Porter's durable, man. He got finished by Dawkins out of nowhere. He got finished by Almeida, but Almeida's a beast, and that was just straight wrestling. But other than that, if you'd be saying, just take the Almeida fight out of there because that was just ridiculous. But if you go back, he's got this illegal shots to the back of the head where he lost. But other than that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he won 7 out of 8 fights before that Almeida fight. You know what I mean? And that's more wins. That's more fights than Tafa has, and Tafa hasn't looked good. He lost to Jared Vanderaa. So I'm going to take Parker Porter based on volume and grappling and just toughness, man, and cardio too. I think he's got better cardio. I think he's got the better clinch against the cage, and he might be able to land some takedowns. And then I think he throws out more volume. So give me and Justin Tafa lost to Jared Vanderaa. I can't say that enough times. Where Parker Porter, he's beaten decent people. Chase Sherman, Josh Parisian, like they're not the best heavyweights, but they're decent. They're better than Jared Vanderaa. You know what I mean? They'll beat Jared Vanderaa. So, yeah, man, I'm all over Parker Porter here. I like him, especially as an underdog. I'm not impressed with Tafa at all. Next fight is the co-main event, and it is for the it's the interim 145-pound championship. We got Yair Rodriques is 14-3, 30 years old, currently sitting at he's 5'11" with a 71-inch reach. Josh Emmett is 18-2, 38 years old, about 3 weeks away from 38, or 37 years old. He's 3 weeks away from 38. 5'6" with a 70-inch reach. So you see Yair has a 5-inch height advantage and 1-inch reach advantage, and then he's got almost an 8-year age advantage. This fight is going to be wild, man. I really like Yair Rodriques. He throws so much so many different kicks and punches. Like he likes to throw a powerful leg kick then to a powerful body kick. And when you're blocking that, he comes with the fastest punches right down the middle. Excellent throwing kicks and coming behind them with the fast hands. And he counters big punchers like Jeremy Stevens, like how Josh Emmett is, basically a heavy boxer. He counters them when they throw their big shots with powerful body kicks. He dropped Jeremy Stevens and almost finished him with a body kick like that. He's going to be a lot faster in the striking. His powerful leg kicks are going to add up, man. Them leg kicks that he was hitting Max Holloway with, he had Max Holloway switching stances. He really beat up Max's leg, and that's because Max is so he's such a heavy on his boxing that he's heavy on his lead leg, man. And Yair was able to beat that up. But, Max is so good, tough, and big. He was able to eat that, switch stances, and keep boxing. But I don't think Josh Emmett's going to be able to do any of that, man. I really like Yair here. Josh Emmett, man, and Yair's got good toughness, showed pretty good cardio against Max Holloway. I was actually impressed with his cardio. and just a beast, man. He's really tough. He's angry. He throws power and everything. He's going to beat you up to the body, the legs, the head, punches, kicks, everything. He's just, to me, a lot better than Josh Emmett. Josh Emmett has good boxing with decent power in both hands. He's good at closing the gap, closing the distance, getting inside with coming in with darting in with like 3-4 punch combinations. I like that. He's got an excellent straight to a left hook, which is really powerful. KO power in both hands. Very tough. With very good cardio. Man, like I thought there was a possibility he could have lost the Danny Gay fight. That was really, really close. The Burgos fight was really close, but he ended up dropping him in the third round. I thought he lost the Cater fight. You know, Bektik ain't a good win. He was losing that Johnson fight all the way up to he finished him with 46 seconds left in the fight. He was losing. He landed maybe like 10 shots. And that's kind of what I take away here, because when you watch Josh Emmett fight, all right, Jeremy Stevens stand right in front of him. Ricardo Lama stands right in front of him. Shane Burgos, he doesn't move. He comes right in front of you, you know, throwing punches. He's not moving around at all. Dan Ige doesn't move around. Calvin Kattar doesn't really move at all. He just stand there and boxes. But when he was moving, he was doing the best against Josh Emmett, because Josh Emmett ain't good with feints and that stuff. Yair is not going to stand there and be in boxing range with Josh Emmett and just throw boxes or boxing. They're in the big cage. Yair's going to use that whole cage, and he's going to have Josh Emmett chasing him the whole time, where he's going to be ripping him with body kicks, ripping him with leg kicks, hitting him with fast punches when Emmett's coming in to throw his combos. Dude, Yair is going to be so much faster. Josh Emmett's had so many injuries. He tore his ACL against Burgos. Was still able to win the fight, came back. You know, Jeremy Stevens was able to like break his face, which was bad. But I also heard some other stuff about hip injuries, all this stuff. But I'm going with Yair Rodriques, man. I think he's the better, more complete fighter. He's eight years younger. I think he hits harder. I think he has way more weapons. And I think all he has to do is worry about Josh Emmett's right hand. Another fun fact is Josh Emmett hasn't finished anybody in his last 3 fights. I don't know if it's because he's getting older, he's losing some of his pop or what, but you see Cater split decision, Ige split decision, Burgos split decision. So where he was finishing a lot of guys like Bektik, you got Johnson and Lamos, he hasn't finished nobody in 3 fights. So I'm going to say that he doesn't finish Yair, and Yair pieces him up, man. I know it's going to be a good, tough fight, but Yair's tough. So give me Yair in that fight. I feel pretty confident. Main event time. We have Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Islam Makhachev is 23-1, 31 years old, 5'10" with a 70.5-inch reach. Alexander Volkanovski's 25-1. He's plus 300, 34 years old, 5'6" with a 71.5-inch reach. So you see Islam's going to have 4 inches of height, but Volkanovski's actually going to have 1 inch of reach. Islam Makhachev, man, what's there to say about him? Dominant. He's got world-class Dagestan wrestling, world-class jiu-jitsu at this point. Worth on top, he's beating you up with ground and pound, or he's going to sub you. His submissions are phenomenal. Obviously, he's choked out Charles Oliveira with the arm triangle, ground and pound of Bobby Green like it was nothing. Kimura, Dan Hooker like he didn't belong. Beat up Thiago Alves, destroyed Drew Dober, dominated him the whole fight. There ain't really a weakness in his game. His only weakness is anybody's weakness is he can get knocked out, I guess, like anybody could get luckily knocked out. But he's got really good. As soon as the bell rings, he's got good forward pressure where he comes out across the cage, backs his guys up against the ring, which is, as a wrestler, you never want to be going back. He's always coming forward, which is what you want to do because his striking is so improved. You even seen it in his fight with Charles Oliveira. He was cracking Oliveira. Striking looked way improved. His striking looked way improved. But just every fight, man, as soon as he grabs guys, gets them up against the cage, he's taking them down with the body lock. And then when he's on top, you don't get out from under him, man. He held Oliveira down the whole first round until like 30 seconds left at the end. Comes out in the second round, finishes him. But Makhachev's good everywhere, dude. His jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. His striking is catching up. Like I said, you've seen him hurting Oliveira. He didn't look bad when he was standing with Thiago Moises for the time that they were standing, because that fight actually went into the 4th round. With Drew Dober, he really didn't stand with him. But I like him, man. I like everything about him. He's just so tough. It's weird he ain't going to have Khabib in his corner this time, but man, he's going to be so much bigger than Alexander. I love Volkanovski, man. Obviously, great boxing. He's got really good timing. He's got really good movement. He's got really good boxing combos. He's got powerful leg kicks, man. You've seen him beat up Max in the first fight with them leg kicks. He was chewing up Brian Ortega's leg with them because Ortega's really box heavy and just good, dude. His hands are so good. he's got a good clinch to himself, you know, against littler guys. He was an Australian national wrestling champion at one point in his life, rugby player, all that, man. The dude's tough. He was a heavyweight. He weighed like 225 when he played rugby. And I love everything about him. He's the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, man. And if he was coming up to fight any other person, even Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier, all that, man, I would give him a good chance to win. It's just the style matchup here. Him going to be a little bit smaller, dude. Islam's going to be big and thick. And I just think that Islam's going to be able to wrestle him and mush him down. I think this fight looks a lot like Islam versus Drew Dober, where Drew Dober is obviously a phenomenal striker and he's big, thick dude. But man, as soon as Islam's going to get you down, that is a fact. And he just mushes guys, man. I don't think that Volkanovski is going to really be able to get up from under him. And I don't know. I think that Makhachev will probably wear him down, and eventually hit him with some type of submission in that 4th or 5th round. I don't want to see it because I love Volkanovski, but I got to pick Makhachev here, man. I mean, he's just going to be bigger. And his wrestling and jiu-jitsu and everything is going to be too much. And then even when they're on the feet, I think he's got what it takes to survive with Volkanovski, because Volkanovski's not really that big one-shot guy. I probably won't have any bets on this fight. I'll just be watching it as a fan. So I kind of hope that Volkanovski wins. But yeah, man, I got Makhachev. I think he gets a 4th or 5th round finish. Well, that's the whole card, everybody. That was a good breakdown. Mr. Pay-Per-View, like I said, is going to have some great bets. If you want to go get them early, go check out my Patreon. Get in the Discord, have live betting opportunities, all kinds of stuff. And if not, I'll be dropping the bets. I'll drop my first one tomorrow. They'll be dropped throughout the week on my Instagram and my YouTube, or Instagram and Twitter. So go check it out there, and I will see you guys soon for some more live shows coming up this week, and we're going to kill this, man. Mr. Pay-Per-View, the recession-proof capper, is definitely going to kill this, man. I appreciate you guys.